Good morning, my dear students. Now today we are going to learn chapter number 2, the electoral process. In the last chapter we had seen about the working of the constitution. In this chapter, the electoral process. Elections are held at the regular intervals in India, means that is the sign of democracy. If there are the elections, means there is a democracy. Otherwise, there is not a democracy. And India is a big democratic nation in the whole world. So the electoral process. What is the process of the election? What are the terms and conditions? What are the rules and regulations? So today we are going to see the electoral process. So elections, you know very well, and elections are held at the regular intervals, means after every 5 years. The Legislative Assembly and the Member of Parliament. So elections have played a major role in the working of the India's democracy. So democracy is the government by the people, of the people and for the people. So these elections have played the major role in the working of the India's democracy. So elections and representations are two very important processes in democracy. If there is an election and there is a representative, both are important in the democracy. And we know that people's representatives are selected through the elections. Elections help to bring a change in power through the peaceful means. So, people's representatives are selected through the elections. Means we send our representative through the elections. And these elections help to bring change in power. Suppose whatever the political party, so every political party has the chance to come in power. Means if they have some different ideas, then they can come in, they can bring into the existence, and they can rule the government as per their ideology. So different political parties get an opportunity to rule, and policies of the government and life of society also change. So different parties have different ideology, and they bring their ideology in their ruling party, in their rule, and as per their ideology they can rule the government. So policies of the government and life of society also change, and we expect that representatives we select should be efficient, honest and trustworthy, and that they should respect the opinion of people. So whoever the representative who is selected through the election and through the people, so that representative must be efficient, honest and trustworthy. Means they should respect the opinion of people, because he is selected from the people. So the electoral process should also be free, fair and reliable. So to ensure that, the Constitution of India has made the provisions for an independent election commission to administer the election process in India. So to organize the election process, to administer the election process, there is a election commission, and so elections must be free and fair. There is no harassment by someone, there is no suppress by someone to anyone, and that is why there must be the free and fair election. The Election Commission of India and the state election commission conduct all important elections in our country. So there is a election commission of India and state level commission, and they conduct all important election in our country. Suppose there is a member of parliament and the Legislative Assembly, so there is a High Commission of India, and There are at the state level, at the regional level, there are the election commissions, and so they organize the elections in our country. The entire process of elections, from declaring the date of elections to the declaration of result, is carried out under the direction and control of election commission. So all power are reserved to the election commission, and they have the power from the declaring the date of elections to declaring the results of elections. What is this? Whole process carried out by the election commission, and this election commission is an inseparable component of a comprehensive democratic process. So if there is a democracy, means there is a election, and it is a component of a comprehensive, means it is a continuous process in continuous process of election. In this chapter, we will understand the structure, functions and role of the election commission. We will also discuss the reforms required to be made in the electoral process. So in this chapter we are going to learn, means what is the role of the election commission, and also we will discuss the reforms required to be made in the electoral process. So election commission, so we have a question, so what is meant by election commission and what is the function of the election commission? So, and what they take the decision, it has the power. So all those things we have to learn in this chapter. In India, the election commission is central to the process of election. Art 324 of the Indian Constitution has established this autonomous body, which consists of one chief election commissioner and two other commissioners. So this is the Art 324 in the Indian Constitution, and that article says there must be the autonomous body which consists of one chief election commissioner and two other commissioners. So in India there is a special department of the election commission. There is a one chief election commissioner and the assistants other two commissioners. This is the body of the election commission. So the president appoints the election commissioners, and the chief election commissioner cannot be removed from his post easily or on account of any political reasons. There is no politics, and who appoints the election commissioners? The President of India appoints the election commissioners, and the chief election commissioner cannot be removed from his post easily or on account of any political reasons. So no one party can raise the point. So we don't need this type of man as a election commissioner. So no one political party can raise the point, because no one party has the power, no one party has the right to remove the election commissioner, and that is why. So it is the separate department, and no one can interfere in this department. This is necessary so as to preserve the independence of election commission, and there is a separate provision made for the expenses of election commission. So that means there is no interference in the election commission, and election commission has the special power. There is a separate provision. It is made for the expenses of election commission. The election commission does not have a separate staff. Government officers, teachers and other employees help the election commission to execute the process of election commission. So the election commission doesn't have the separate staff. So the election commission orders to the teachers, government officers and other employees who are belonging to the government field, and so they can help the election commission to execute the process of election. Suppose there are held the elections, so from preparing the list of the voters, then from preparing the the identity cards of the voters, and to execute the names, the voters name of the voters, and to include the name of the voters. So all these thing process should be done by the employees who have got the orders from the election commission. So election commission doesn't have the separate staff. Number 1, the preparing the voter list. So what is the very first the function of the election commission? That is means the preparing the voter list. Because without voters, the election cannot be held. So the preparing the voter list, and every Indian citizen who has completed 18 years of age has a right to vote. So above 18 years old, whoever the Indian citizen, he has a right to vote. And to exercise the right to vote, citizen's name must be in the voters. Suppose if you want to exercise the right to vote, if you want to go to the booth to vote, but if your name is not included in the list of the voters, you don't have the right. So that is why, first of all, your name must be in the voter list. That is the first condition. It is the responsibility of the election commission to prepare the list of eligible voters and update the existing voters list and include the names of new voters. So that is why it is the first function of the election commission, that the voters name must be included in the voter list, and those who are died or those who are not eligible, so their names must be removed from the voter list. And so who are the names in the voter list, they have the right to exercise the vote. Update the existing voter list and include the names of new voters. The election commission has the authority to issue identity cards to the voters, and so election commission has the right to issue the identity cards to the voters. And suppose someone's name is not included in the list of voters, so he can raise that point, he can complain, and he has the right to include his name in the voters list, because then after getting the name of the in the name of the voter list, so he can exercise the vote. Otherwise, he doesn't have the right. Number 2, decide the timetable and the program of elections. So what is the first function of the election commission? Preparing the voter list. Number 2, decide the timetable and the program of the election. So timetable and program. The conduct of elections is entirely the responsibility of the election commission, and the election commission decide when to conduct elections and in how many stages to hold elections in every state. Because the election commission is in the center, and that is why the election commission has to carry out the whole process of the election in various states, and so means he has to carry the elections in different stages, in different states. Means there are the stages: first phase, second step, third step. Because suppose Maharashtra, Gujarat is in the first phase, and the Assam and Nagaland in the second phase. So like that, the election commission has to carry out the election process, and means they have to make the timetable. They have to make the timetable and program. Number 3, scrutiny of the applications of the candidates, and means third set, first of all making the voter list. Number 2, making the timetable and the program of the elections. Number 3, scrutiny of the applications of candidates, means to call the application of the candidates, those who want to get the elections. Okay, so this is the point, and let's continue in the next video. This is the video number 1.